dissertation aims to analyze a lifestyle which until now was largely unknown, the theory behind it, and the discovery of the blood type diet. The blood type diet is the main key that unlocks the secret of the mysteries of health, disease, longevity, physical and emotional vitality. The blood type is therefore an important factor that we should keep in mind when assessing the individual's energy level, the efficiency with which they burn calories to produce the power they need, and thus the emotional response to stress, and as well as the shaping of our personality. Blood is life itself. It is a primordial force that fuels the power and mystery of birth, the horrors of disease, war and violent death. Bloodless, both figuratively and literally, we could not exist. A single drop of blood contains the entire genetic code of the human being. The blood type is one of the many variables of an individual, just like the color of the skin and the eyes. Knowing your blood type is very important for understanding our predisposition to certain disease, but also to understand how our body reacts to food. The discovery of the blood group diets began to develop in 1957, thanks to the work of James D'Adamo, a naturopath. He realized that many people, while following a healthy and low-fat diet, were not getting any kind of benefits. Indeed, some seemed in a worse condition. From here, Dr. D'Adamo asked himself a fundamental question. Foods that are generally healthy, are they as healthy for each individual? He began by dividing his patients according to their blood groups. He observed the different reactions that were manifested by prescribing different diets. This theory was continued by his son, American naturopath Peter D'Adamo, known researcher and lecturer in the field of naturopathic medicine. His goal was to find if the correlations between disease and blood groups exist, and if such was the case, he asked himself if any of them could be strengthened by the nutritional theory firstly developed by his father. The blood groups 0A, B, AB are genetic fingerprints, which distinguish us from other individuals, just like the DNA contained in each of our cells. What is the link between blood and nutrition? The key link between blood type and nutrition was to be found in lectins, a particular family of proteins. All lectins react differently to each blood group's antigens. When these lectins interact with an incompatible blood group, an agglutination process takes place. The cells bind together and form clump, which in part is disposed, while in the remaining part may be deposited on the walls of internal organs, causing inflammation. Using the characteristics associated to your blood type as guidance to choose the most suitable diet or lifestyle that will allow you to feel better, reach your ideal weight more easily, and will help you slow down the aging process.
The group 0 is the oldest group that dates back to hundreds of thousands of years ago, and it is the first group of the first men who procured food throughout hunting. People belonging to group 0 have a very reactive immune system. The digestive system is robust. These characteristics allow the type 0 individuals to digest better animal food. To stay healthy, the 0 individual requires a diet rich in animal protein, vegetables and legumes, coupled with a vigorous exercise program. Its system doesn't tolerate well dairy products, cereals contain gluten, and some legumes, because its body, even though it has evolved, it has not adapted to this food. The group 0 must be careful to gluten. Its lectin interfere with the metabolism, weakening insulin activity. This reaction can cause not only an increase in weight, but in the long term can lead to more serious disease, such as diabetes. They are strong and instinctive individuals that are capable to address anything thanks to their strength of mind. The A blood group has developed following the birth of the first farming communities, and it is characterized by a sensible immune system. An appropriate diet for group A subjects is composed mainly of fruits, vegetables, fish and eggs. Their digestive system has an internal environment that does not tolerate acid and has a poor ketosis process. Therefore, it fails to assimilate well red meat, which is stored as fat. Although their products are poorly tolerated and can slow down your metabolism. It has good adaptability and great respect for others. They are sensitive and passionate. The group B is native to the ancient nomadic tribes of Asia, which had to adapt the climate of the mountains. The immune system of the B group subject is resistant to many diseases, but susceptible to autoimmune disease. People belonging to this group can follow a very varied diet because their digestive system is well suited to nutrition changes. As for the zero group, they are intolerant to wheat gluten. They also tend to get fed with some foods like lentils, buckwheat, sesame and corn, which can cause hypoglycemia. They are creative, dynamic and enterprising. They always manage to put themselves in someone else's shoes, and they live with an incredible developed empathy. The AB group is the most recent and rare. It was born from the mingling of groups A and B. It shows characteristics of both. The immune system is resistant to infection diseases due to the presence of both antigens. It is also characterized by the absence of anti-A and anti-B antibodies, which is both an advantage and a disadvantage. If one part is more resistant to allergies and other diseases of the immune system, the other part has more difficulty to recognize foreign cells, not related to groups A and B.
The digestive system has a fairly high tolerance, but also the low acidity of group A, which makes it difficult to digest red meat.
The digestive system has also the same intolerance of group B to corn, buckwheat, sesame and wheat, which reduce insulin efficiency. They are original and oriented to the spiritual aspect of existence and with a limited tendency to evaluate the consequences of their own and others' actions. They are very friendly and confident.
The key to interpret the significance of blood groups can be found in the history of the evolution of man, thanks to anthropology, the science that studies the biological and cultural differences between humans. The anthropologist studies the human being from different points of view: social, cultural, morphological, psychoevolutionary, and artistic. The history of the evolution relates directly to the nutritional needs of each blood type. The study and understanding of the importance of blood groups marks a step forward in the field of genetics, unequivocally stating that every human being is totally unique. One thing is for sure: there are no miraculous diets or more or less proper lifestyles, but only right or wrong decisions in relation to our own individual genetic code.